Here's an example of using different processes to achieve the same results. So I've got panel navigator, panel card, and a couple of lists. Now this list is calling or filtering this embedded UX, which contains a list, and it's calling it with directly with JavaScript, whereas this list is using an action, actually two actions, to do the same thing. So we'll have a look at this list first. So we're grabbing the object and we're setting a value into that object of our current value from our list that we've clicked on, the list row. We're doing a refresh list, and then we're doing a panel set active to move to that panel. Whereas here, and this is the big difference, we're doing a run action here called filter list. So let's go and have a look at that action. We're doing inline JavaScript and then a panel action. So since we're here now and we're not dealing with the list directly, this dot value doesn't refer to the list any longer. So that's why it wouldn't work for you. So we've got to go and get the value from our list and then set the value and do a refresh. So that's the big difference here. And then we're doing just a simple panel set active. But there is an interesting difference between these two processes. So I'm going to do a remote test. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up on my phone. So here you're seeing my phone now with the remote test going on. So I'm going to click on customer list number 1, which calls the embedded UX directly and then moves to that panel card. So I'll do that, and then I'll move home, and I'll move to customer 3, and I'll move home, and I'll move to customer 2. And you can see you're not really seeing the previous values in there. This is moving pretty fast, so I'd be happy with that. But now we're going to move to customer list 2 and do the same thing. And move home. You can see there is definitely a delay in using inline JavaScript and the actions. I'm just going to move back to customer list 1. And a much quicker response doing this. Customer list 2, just a little hesitation in there. Still works. But again, you can't use this dot value when you're dealing with the inline JavaScript and running from an action. So if you want it to run a little faster, then I would go direct. And I think that's it. You get about the same results when you're doing a filtered list as well. So hold on, I'll show you that. So instead of setting a hidden field value, we're just going to filter the list here. And again, there's two different processes for doing this. And we'll go into events. Here we're getting the child, we're getting this dot value because we're dealing directly with a list. We're doing a filter, underbar filter list, and then we're setting the panel active. Whereas the second list, going after the same embedded object, we're running an action, again, just called it filter list, inline JavaScript. We're going to get our value from our list. We can't use this dot value any longer. And we're setting up parameters and just filtering the list again. And then doing a panel action. So I'll go ahead and run this as well. So here we are seeing using the underbar filter list now, and we'll move to list. So again, this is moving quite quickly. So that's working really well. And then we'll move to our second list. And again, just a slight hesitation when using the inline JavaScript and the panel actions. Not much, but I think it's noticeable. And then we're moving to our first list again. Just a tiny bit more responsive. Thanks for having a look.